For 500 years, the spirit trained in silence, dreaming of a human world that promised everything he lacked. Tonight, the gate finally opens, and destiny immediately reminds him he doesn't belong. Other spirits step forward confidently, chosen and celebrated, while he watches from the shadows. Laughter follows him everywhere, sharper than blades, cutting deep into centuries of patience. When a sacred artifact fails to respond, whispers ripple through the crowd. Something is wrong, something missing, and for the first time, hope burns where humiliation once lived. He steps forward despite the stares, palms trembling as he touches the relic meant to decide his fate. The stone reacts violently, swallowing his arm like it's testing his worth. When he pulls free, the mark is wrong, unfinished, mocking him again. The crowd erupts, but the elders exchange uneasy glances they try to hide. Later, away from the noise, an elder offers him a weapon instead of answers. It's old, dangerous, and never given without a reason that costs blood. By dawn, the spirit crosses into the human world for the first time. The air feels heavier, smells richer, and temptation immediately distracts him from destiny. He devours roasted food like a starved animal, forgetting centuries of discipline in seconds. That's when a voice interrupts him, young, nervous, and unmistakably human. The boy shows him a painted portrait, asking about a missing brother. The spirit barely listens, already annoyed by the weakness in the boy's eyes. An accident sends animals scattering, chaos exploding around them. When the dust settles, the spirit realizes fate didn't bring this boy by accident. They flee together into the forest, neither trusting the other, both too lost to separate. Night falls fast, pressing secrets out of silence. Inside a ruined shelter, the spirit studies the boy's movements carefully. The incomplete mark on his palm begins to ache, reacting to the boy's presence. The boy speaks of exams, poverty, and dreams bigger than his village. The spirit listens, confused by a warmth he's never trained against. That night, a guardian appears, reminding the spirit why he came. Mercy is called weakness, and time is running out. At dawn, the boy believes luck finally found him a companion. The spirit forces a smile, already planning a betrayal he pretends doesn't hurt. They reach an inn that smells wrong, too quiet, too still. Even the shadows seem to be listening. The boy vanishes inside, leaving the spirit alone with regret he refuses to name. Something ancient stirs beneath the floorboards. A scream tears through the silence. The spirit moves before thinking, blade drawn, instinct screaming danger. Reality fractures into something wet and monstrous. A hidden world opens, filled with paralyzed victims and a predator that smiles too wide. Reality fractures into something wet and monstrous. A hidden world opens, filled with paralyzed victims and a predator that smiles too wide. The ceiling collapses, debris raining down as the creature fights back. Everything spirals out of control, exactly like the spirit's plan always does. A violent blast throws them apart, freeing other victims who rise wrong, empty, hungry, relentless. Survival becomes a race, not a fight. They hide, breathing shallow, but fear betrays them. The creature always knows where they are. They hide, breathing shallow, but fear betrays them. The creature always knows where they are. Fire erupts. The creature howls. The spirit is launched back into the world, broken but alive. Injured, exposed, the spirit's disguise falters. Ears twitch, a tail flickers into existence, and the boy sees the truth. Injured, exposed, the spirit's disguise falters. Ears twitch, a tail flickers into existence, and the boy sees the truth. The guardian arrives too late, furious and suspicious. The spirit lies without blinking, choosing deception over obedience. They leave the inn behind, carrying secrets heavier than supplies. The capital waits, unaware of the collision it's about to witness. The spirit realizes too late, the mark never pointed to a place. It pointed to a person. Taking the boy's essence would fulfill everything. Protecting him would destroy it all. For the first time in centuries, the spirit doesn't know which future he wants. For the first time in centuries, the spirit doesn't know which future he wants. The capital gates rise ahead like judgment itself. There will be no turning back after this. Inside the city, unseen eyes watch them closely. Some hunger for power, others for souls. The spirit senses another trap forming, but says nothing. If this ends badly, he wants the blame. The spirit senses another trap forming, but says nothing. If this ends badly, he wants the blame. That night, the spirit grips his blade, wondering if mercy is a weakness or a revolution. That night, the spirit grips his blade, wondering if mercy is a weakness or a revolution. By morning, one of them will no longer be the same, and neither choice will be forgiven. Morning drags the boy toward the examination hall, hope bright and fragile. The spirit follows silently, every step heavier, knowing the mark chose a soul, not a location. A whisper slides through the room, unnoticed by humans. The spirit stiffens, recognizing the pull of a soul being tested beyond ink and answers. Reality fractures as the boy's vision dims, his soul tugged somewhere cold and familiar. He doesn't scream, he can't. The spirit lunges forward too late. The boy's body remains, but what mattered most has already been taken. They fall into a hollow space layered with memories and regret. Countless voices echo, students who never returned whole. A familiar face forms from the darkness, smiling gently, painfully. The boy freezes, heart breaking before his mind can catch up. The spirit recognizes the trick immediately, blade drawn, but memories are stronger than steel. Hesitation costs them seconds they don't have. The false apparition falters when touched by the boy's essence, something pure it can't digest. The darkness recoils, wounded by remembrance. The trap collapses inward, spitting them back into the hall. The boy gasps awake, drenched in sweat, alive. The spirit doesn't celebrate. He felt it, the essence's color, unmistakable and rare. The mark burns like a brand demanding payment. Outside, the boy thanks him, unaware how close death came. Gratitude twists the knife deeper. The spirit lies easily now, saying the danger has passed. It hasn't. It's only chosen patience. That night, the boy speaks of leaving the city after results are announced. A simple life suddenly sounds like salvation. The spirit imagines ending it quickly. No fear, no pain. The thought makes him sick. Before dawn, unseen hands move again. Someone else wants the essence, and doesn't care about promises. The boy wakes to violence, dragged screaming into the streets. Trust shatters in seconds. The spirit arrives too late, finding only blood and silence. Rage finally drowns discipline. He tracks the residue easily, following it beyond the city walls into whispering bamboo. Every step fuels something feral. What he finds breaks him, the boy's body, discarded, essence spilled and darkened by greed. The world goes silent. The mark screams. The spilled essence responds, shifting color as it touches his bloodied hands. Pain tears through him as power floods every fracture. Bones burn, senses explode, and grief becomes fuel. He rises changed, no longer incomplete, no longer obedient. The forest bows under the pressure of his awakening. The one responsible appears, confident, cruel, already celebrating. That confidence lasts exactly one heartbeat. They collide like storms, earth tearing apart beneath them. The spirit doesn't hold back, not anymore. Blows land faster than thought, rage sharpening every strike. This isn't justice, it's grief unleashed. The enemy falters, shocked by strength that shouldn't exist. Fear finally replaces arrogance. A killing blow waits, easy and deserved. The spirit hesitates, remembering laughter, dreams, shared roads. He lets the enemy flee, punishment incomplete. Revenge suddenly feels hollow. Power fades quickly, leaving exhaustion and clarity behind. One life taken, one choice left. He returns to the body, cradling it gently, as if apology might still be heard. The essence pulses weakly, waiting for a decision only he can make. Immortality or meaning. He laughs softly, broken, finally understanding the test was never about power. A prayer leaves his lips, unheard by any god he respects. The forest listens anyway. The essence lifts, dissolving into light that sinks back into the boy's chest. Pain tears through him again, but this time, it takes everything with it. Power, form, destiny. The world fades. When it returns, he is smaller, weaker, breathing through borrowed mercy. Morning birds sing like nothing ended. The boy stirs, alive, unaware of the price paid. Nearby, a small injured fox watches quietly, eyes familiar, destiny rewritten. The boy rises slowly, head pounding, memories blurred like ink in rain. He knows he survived something, but not who pulled him back. Results arrive days later. His name is called, his future secured, yet the victory feels strangely hollow. He leaves the capital anyway, choosing home over ambition, peace over titles. Something inside him quietly agrees. Deep in the forest, the spirit wakes alone, body aching, power gone. For the first time, survival feels uncertain. He tries to stand and fails, laughing weakly at the irony. Immortality traded for breath. Days pass in hunger and rain. No guardian comes. No spirit answers. He realizes the silence isn't punishment. It's freedom, earned the hardest way possible. Footsteps approach. He tenses, ready to crawl away if needed. The boy appears, thinner, calmer, carrying supplies for his grandmother. Fate circles back softly. Their eyes meet. Recognition sparks on one side, and absolute blankness on the other. Their eyes meet. Recognition sparks on one side, and absolute blankness on the other. Carried carefully, he feels something unfamiliar, being protected without deception. At the village, no one asks questions. Simple kindness fills the gaps destiny left behind. The boy's grandmother offers soup and silence. Both heal more than medicine. Nights pass quietly. No dreams of power return. Only faces and laughter. The boy studies by candlelight, determined yet lighter than before. The spirit watches, content. Sometimes, their eyes meet across the room. Something unspoken passes, and rests. The spirit senses his time shortening. Strangely, fear never comes. One morning, he leaves before dawn, unwilling to burden what he saved. The boy notices the absence too late. The house feels quieter, but not emptier. Weeks later, fate crosses paths once more on a forest trail. This time, neither runs. No past is discussed. No debts named. They walk together anyway. The spirit realizes destiny didn't end, it changed shape. At the riverbank, they stop. The boy smiles without knowing why. The spirit bows slightly, gratitude replacing ambition. They part again, both changed, neither broken. Seasons pass. The boy becomes a teacher, shaping futures instead of ruling them. Stories of a fox spirit fade into folklore. The truth never needed witnesses. In the forest, the spirit rests often, listening instead of hunting. Once, he was defined by what he lacked. Now, by what he gave away. The mark on his palm finally fades, its purpose fulfilled. He smiles, knowing no gate will ever call him again. Some legends are meant to be forgotten, so lives can continue. Others live on quietly, disguised as kindness. Others live on quietly, disguised as kindness. Far away, the boy laughs with students, feeling oddly grateful for a memory he doesn't have. Two lives diverged from tragedy into meaning. Neither path was written. In another world, the spirits still wait for gates to open. This one chose to stay. Years soften the edges of pain, but not its lessons. The spirit walks slower now, noticing birds, wind, and small kindnesses he once ignored. Villages recognize him as a quiet wanderer, nothing more. That anonymity feels like mercy. Sometimes children follow him, laughing at his ears, unafraid. He lets them. At night, he still dreams, but not of power. Only roads shared and fires survived. Far away, The boy teaches stories of choice, not fate. His words shape lives quietly. Neither remembers everything. Neither needs to. Meaning survived memory. One winter evening, the spirit feels his strength thinning again. This time, there is no fear. He lies down beneath a familiar bamboo grove, breath slow, listening to the world continue. Morning comes. So does life. He opens his eyes, smaller, lighter, for replacing skin. Not punishment. Not reward. Just another beginning. Days later, familiar footsteps return to the forest path. Fate doesn't announce itself anymore. The fox limps forward, watched carefully, cautiously. Recognition stirs without explanation. The boy kneels again, just as before, instinct guiding kindness. He wraps the fox gently, naming him without knowing why. The name feels right. Carried home, the fox closes his eyes, heartbeat steady. He chose this ending. No elixirs remain. No prophecies linger. Just shared days ahead. Some legends end with glory. Others end with care. This one chose to stay small, so someone else could live large. The world keeps moving, unaware it was ever saved. And somewhere between breath and memory, a promise is finally kept.